Good morning. Let's save the American school system. Stick with me on this. I know that's a big statement, but you want to hear this out. See, teachers have a hard job. They have to get a lot of content out to a lot of people in a very short amount of time. Now, they have a lot of content to get out, and so they face a certain dilemma. Either they can get out a lot of content to the very few amount of people that will understand it, the high achievers in their class, or they can slow down and cut back and not get as much content across, but make sure that everybody understands it. And it's not so easy on the student end either. Sometimes it's like being a deer on the highway waiting for a truck to run you over. It's hard on both ends. So I think I may have something that can ease the burden for both. Students have a natural capacity to learn, and we have something that we can share with our classmates. And so that was the basis behind the Tutor Antioch program. The Tutor Antioch program was based around 3 principles. The first principle is that I know something, you don't know something, and so together we will both learn something and then share it with everybody else. The second principle is that we will never, ever share an answer. We will only look for it together. And the third principle is based along the lines of, working together, teacher and student. So if you'll look to the highly artistic graphical representation, you'll understand this is how the Tutor Antioch program works. It starts with one person, and that person helps somebody else, and those people help somebody else, and so on and so forth. So the Tutor Antioch program began as an after-school extracurricular activity. And at first it was with me, the first tutor. I went out, spoke to teachers, and I was like, hey, we want to help. And they were ecstatic. They were almost jumping for joy on, these volunteers helping with them. And then there were 5, and then there were 8, and then there were 12, and then there were more tutors than there were actual tutees. So it was kind of a hard thing. But the students that came, they saw that their grades actually did improve. They saw that as they worked with us, their scores did go up. And so they started talking to their friends, and their friends started coming. And soon, the classrooms were full, and we were tutoring, and it was working, and the students and tutors together were building something amazing. But it wasn't perfect. There were still some problems. The first problem was attendance. Who here would like to sit through 8 hours of a grueling class and then go voluntarily to an after-school program and spend more time there? Anybody? No? Okay. So the second thing was, pinpointing exactly what the problem was. So I would sit down with somebody and I would be like, okay, so what do you think we need to work on? They would always respond with something like, if I knew that, I wouldn't be here. So, it was hard pinpointing exactly what the problem is. And so we would work with them to the best of our capabilities, and it worked. I even remember this one girl, an AP US history student that I was working with, and she comes up to me after her retake of an essay, and she's all excited, and she's like practically jumping, kind of like a puppy. And it's like, she's like, you can't even believe, like, I went from a 76 to a 93. And, the whole time I was taking the essay, I could hear your voice in the back of my head. I was apparently Casper the ghost, Casper the friendly ghost. And she improved. And so I took all my data and my results to the principal, and I was like, okay, so here are my problems. It works. You have all this information, and it works, and the students love it. But here are the problems. And so I came up with this idea that, hey, we can work together after school, and, we can do all of this as an extracurricular activity, but it would work so much better if we could be in the classroom with the students. And so it works so much better when you can have individual attention, because that's really what it is. A teacher, as amazing, as awesome as our teachers are, actually, let's take a minute. Just applaud all of the hard work that our teachers do for us. So as awesome as our teachers are, they cannot, logistically it's impossible, sit down with each and every single student and work with each and every single student because each student learns separately. Each student is an individual. And so they need help. And so, they need more tutors to come in. And so unless they have teachers coming into the classroom, which is impossible, this is the next best thing. So up here, I have some data I wanted to share with you. I had a control group of 40 people take a test. I then took 10 people out of that control, and I tutored them specifically. And then they took, all 40 of them, took a retake. This is the improvement of the 10 students that I tutored. Average 8.3 points higher on their retake after one tutoring session. Students learn when they can face their teacher one-on-one. And so we want to work hand in hand with teachers. And this works no matter what it is. So in the next slide, this is how involved we were in our school. And you'll see that NHS started with 2.2%. We were 12 tutors working with 40 students, 52 out of a population of 1987. 1,987 students, 52 of them were involved in the school. We were 2.2% of Antioch High School. Later on, after I spoke to my principal, after the peer tutoring program actually began, we are now something like 15% of the school. Rapid expansion in something that only existed for about a semester. And so, for something that works as well as it does, it still has problems because we still have to sit in class and work with each student. And so, our main problem is still how can a tutor be more effective? And we're still working on it because it's a very new program. But the point is, it works. And so, what I want to talk to you guys about is why does any of this matter to you? Why should you care about anything that I'm saying right now? It's because you can now implement this. You now know that such a program exists, and so now you know how it works. You can now take this program and implement it in your school. Maybe it's not even you. Maybe it's a friend of yours. Maybe you have a buddy who you can voluntold. Most people don't volunteer, so you're going to have to voluntold them to implement something like this. And that's something really important. This program is novel because it was by the student for the student. And so working hand in hand with teachers, we created this program to be a kind of bridge between the gap of teaching and learning. And so you can now be that bridge. And so we can move to a different school, and we can move to another school, and grow exponentially until we have covered all of America. We can change the American school system. We can make it that much more effective, make learning that much better, make learning that much easier. All we need is you. Thank you.